All right, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Michael. As you can see, we're outside. Why are we outside? Because for the first time in, 20 years in Maryland, it's snowing. So what are we going to do today? We're going to have a little bit of fun. We could do snowballs and we could that kind of thing, but we're not doing snowballs because it doesn't make real good food. Well, unless you're like 5 years old, then it's great food. Unless it's yellow snow, but that's a different story. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a comfort food. When you see snow outside, and you can see Josh in the background, when you have snow outside and it's cold, you want to have some sort of comfort food. So tonight, we're going to do chicken and dumpling soup. It's a great soup. It's a great dinner. It's fun to make, easy to make, and it's really nice on these cold, snowy winter days. Now, if you're in Maryland, like I am, we're expecting 5 to 8 inches, which means in Maryland, we're going to get pretty much a dusting. It'll be 95 degrees tomorrow. If you're in other parts of the country where it really snows, this makes it all the better. So thank you for joining in, and I'm going to go inside, and we're going to start the show, but I wanted to get you to see what it looks like. So thanks again, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back inside where it's nice and warm, which is great. Tonight, after spending a day outside with the kids playing in the snow, watching them eat yellow snow. I hope they didn't eat yellow snow, but I'm sure they probably did. That's going to be a lovely, lovely discussion when they're older. But anyway, so when they're back inside and it's nice and warm and you want to have a date night with your loved one, your spouse, your significant other, we decided that we're going to make nice comfort food, chicken and dumplings. Real easy recipe. Shouldn't take very long, very quick. But of course, first, a couple things before we do that. I want to say thank you. We've had a phenomenal turnout from the last 2 videos. We did do a quick short throughout the week, which just was spectacular. I really didn't think I was going to get the views I did. It was really something originally designed to have fun with my kids. I decided to go ahead and put it up and see what happened. And I got great feedback, great response to it. So thank you so much. And we also picked up a ton more subscribers this week. So again, thank you so much for subscribing, for watching, for being a part of our show. Because without you, we wouldn't have a show and we wouldn't be able to keep doing it. So keep watching, keep commenting, keep subscribing if you haven't already. If you know anybody who would like to watch it, please pass it on to them. And let's get this thing going big time. So again, thank you for everyone who has continued to watch. And for those of you who are new, I hope you enjoy this episode. Again, we're going to do chicken and dumplings, nice comfort food on a cold, snowy night for a great date night. But of course, before we do that, gotta bring out the Pinot Grigio. And I swear that I do not drink all day. Because I do have another job. Anyway, so, Pinot Grigio. Dark Horse Pinot Grigio. Thank you, Andrew, our wine guy from Chapel Beer and Wine over in the Fox Chapel Shopping Center in Germantown, Maryland. If you're in Germantown and you want great wine, also great beer and whatever else they have there, they got a lot of stuff there. Stop in, see Andrew, tell him Michael said hello and Michael sent you and he'll take good care of you. So thank you again, Andrew, for always taking care of us with the Pinot Grigio. So I'm going to take a sip. Or 2. Yeah, what the hell. All right. Got the Pinot Grigio in me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with the dumplings. Real easy. We're going to use Bisquick. A lot of times we talk about, first of all, I always like to use Aldi. Aldi, a great grocer, basically worldwide, but they've got, not only have an organic section, but they've got a regular section. They've got things, items and goods there, and the prices are second to none, which is why I love them. Unfortunately, this time, there's not going to be much Aldi stuff in here, so I'm really sorry, Aldi. I hope I didn't blow my chance of getting a sponsorship from you, because I could really use that money right about now. But we do have our chicken from my butcher that I always use. Got this morning, fresh chicken, and I got the biscuit mix is Bisquick, got from a regular store because Aldi doesn't carry it. So, I like that because it's real easy. You can use the rolled biscuits that come in the tin or that can or whatnot that you stick that little spoon in when you were a kid and try to pop it and scare the hell out of everyone in the kitchen, so it pops open, and then tear off little pieces and put it in there. That works just fine if you want a little bit easier. I do like to make the biscuit mix myself. That's totally up to you. And then, so we're going to show you how to do all of that. We're going to make a great, quick date night dinner, chicken and dumplings, and then we'll have time to spend with our loved ones. So thank you again all for watching, and let's get started. Just real quick, want to show you what what we're making tonight. That's the chicken. We're going to be using some milk, Bisquick mix, chicken bouillon, onion powder, and a little bit of salt. So real easy, real simple dish to make, and that's what it looks like before we make it. All right, we're back. We have basically our bowl with Bisquick. We're making enough biscuits really to soak up as much of the liquid as you can, because it's not chicken dumpling soup, it's chicken and dumplings. You're going to have a little bit of liquid, but really at the end of the day, it's going to be the dumplings and the chicken is what you're going to be going after. And of course, it's going to be a little bit thick, which is good. So I used Bisquick. I used 4.5 cups of Bisquick, and then I'm going to use milk. Now the milk, I'm not really going to measure. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour a little bit in at a time, and then we're going to stir it. And you want to stir it till it's dry. It's going to be a little sticky, which is fine, but you want to stir it till the mixture is dry. Of course, all mixed up. And you can use a mixer, but it really will overdo it. So I use just a fork, and you can see it is coming together nicely. So I'll add a little bit more milk. And I'll just keep doing this until I get a full mixture of dough for the biscuits, where there's no real powder left, where it's all kind of mixed together and almost into a ball. It may not completely get into a ball, and that's okay, because we're going to do what's called drop biscuits, which means you're not going to roll this out and cut them into circles and put them on a plate. You're going to basically break off pieces and throw them in the boiling water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this up until I get it completely done, and then we'll come right back. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all balled up. So hold on one second. All right, so as you can see, there's still a little bit of loose stragglers, which is okay, but for the most part, we're in a ball. And again, this is not going to be something that you're going to roll out, so it really does not matter how if it's enough where it's sticking together as a ball. You're not going to let it sit and rise, anything like that. We're basically just going to break off pieces of this and put it into boiling water when it's all done. So looks like I'm done. So I'm going to put this aside for right now. I'm going to take the milk out of here. And now we're going to start the water boiling for the soup. I'm sorry, for the dumplings. It's been a long day. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. Of course, this is a great time to have another sip of your Pinot Grigio. All right, so I did that. I'm going to put 10 cups of water in here. I'm going to use my 2-cup measuring cup. Okay, I'm going to put 10 cups of water in there. Okay, so we're gonna stop this real quick, and we'll fill it up, and we'll come right back. All right, we're back. We're going to take this is the last one. So we put 5 of these in here, 10 cups of water. Then what we do is we take our pollo, caldo con sabor de pollo. Pollo. So just so you know, I don't speak Spanish. But anyway, it is a chicken bouillon. So we're going to take, and 1 teaspoon of the bouillon equals 1 bouillon cube. And you want to put 1 bouillon cube or 1 teaspoon per every cup of water. So I'm going to put 10 in here. So take my teaspoon measuring cup. And just so you know, if you've watched my show before, again, thank you so much. You always will hear me say that I lose things. I actually had my 1 teaspoon measuring spoon today, so that's good. I'm kind of excited. So anyway, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like the count on Sesame Street. 6 teaspoons of bouillon. 7 teaspoons of bouillon. I can keep this up, actually. I have young kids. I know it all about. 8, 9, oh, what the heck. 10 bouillon spoons. Okay, I'm done. All right, so I'm going to throw that in the sink. All right, so now what we're going to do, real simple, we're going to turn this on and get this boiling, okay? So we'll turn it on to high and get it going. Now, let me move this up here a second. Hi, how you doing? Okay, so while we're doing that, what we're going to do next is we're going to cut the chicken. You can use breasts, you can use the tenderloins, what have you, but you're still going to cut them into smaller pieces, okay? Basically, little diced pieces, maybe about half an inch squared, things like that. So I'm going to cut that up. Let me show you what it looks like. Hold on one second. Move this back down. All right. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. There is my chicken, okay? You can see it's already kind of tenderloined up. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into cubes. And as I cut it, I'm going to put it right into the pot. I realize it's not boiling. That's okay. Don't worry about it because it will boil. And since this is fresh chicken, it is going to be, it's going to cook as it boils, so it's fine. So we're just going to take, you can see, just cut it up just like that. Real simple, real easy. And just real quick, I did find this recipe in my head, as I've been finding a lot of my recipes in my head. But, you know, I knew that, you know, people make biscuits and gravy, which I like. And chicken and biscuits and whatnot. And I thought to myself, you know, this is kind of simple to come up with. So I came up with the idea of just doing the drop biscuits in the water, letting them soak up some of the, or most of the water, and putting some chicken in there. Now, some people will put vegetables as like a pot pie kind of thing. They'll put carrots or celery or peas, things like that. If you've watched my shows, again, thank you very much, you know I am not a fan of vegetables. I do make them as side dishes a lot, but still not anything that I am a huge fan of. I never learned to eat my vegetables when I was a kid. I don't know why. Probably because I grew up on hot dogs and grilled cheese. Not because my mother didn't want to feed me anything, but because I was a pain-in-the-butt kid who refused to eat everything. So I've gotten a lot better as I've gotten older. So anyway, that's where I came up with this. It's just simple, you know, no extras and whatnot. So I'm going to finish cutting this up, and I'll be right back when it's all done. Okay? Sit tight. All right, and we're back. We're just taking the last little bit of the chicken cubes, putting it in there. If you can, you'll notice it's actually starting to boil. Which is fine. Like I said, it can start to boil while the chicken is in there. Since it's fresh, it's not going to take very long. I'm going to go ahead and put this over here. It's not going to take very long to actually make or cook the chicken. When you boil chicken, it'll take probably, you probably want to do it for about 10 minutes or so. And then right before it's done, we'll put the bouillon, we'll put the biscuit mix on top. I swear I have not had that much Pinot Grigio. We'll put the biscuit mix on top, and we'll let it cook for a little while longer. I'll show you what that's like. So just sit back, hold tight. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. You can see I moved the cutting board out of the way. I'm going to take, right now, we're going to take a little bit of onion powder. This I actually did get at Aldi. Maybe they will sponsor me, since I did mention them at least once in the video. Aldi. Last time, Aldi. Okay, so I'm going to show that back down there. All right, so I'm going to take this. I'm just going to take a little bit of onion powder, and I'm going to put, just shake it on top. Just enough, again, to flavor it, to taste. We don't want it to overpower any of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to stir it. I know that seems, oh my gosh, that seems amazing. But that's all I'm doing is just stirring it up and letting it boil, okay? And you can see, actually, the chicken is actually starting to turn white already. As I said, it takes very few minutes for it to cook, maybe 10 minutes tops. You really do want to bring it to a boil, though, and let it cook for about 10 minutes. Even though it's getting to the point where it's cooking in the hot water, you still want to do it for the 10 minutes. So while we're sitting there, I'm going to drink some more Pinot Grigio. And I'm going to leave it uncovered, by the way, too. Let it stay uncovered, let it boil, and then wait about 10 minutes. We're going to set a timer. Actually, as soon as it starts to boil, we'll set a timer for about 10 minutes. Then when that goes off, I'll put the dumplings on top, let that cook for another 10, 12 minutes, and then we're all done. So I'm going to drink some more Pinot Grigio. Hopefully when I come back, I won't be won't have drank too much Pinot Grigio, and I should be able to show you the next step. So thanks again for watching. Sit tight. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. As you can see, the water is boiling. It's just finished up. It's 10 minutes of boiling. So what we have here is the dough for the biscuits. Okay, you can see it's a lot of dough. And all we're going to do now is just take a piece of it off at a time. You can see it can be, that big. Not it can be a little bigger, a little smaller, totally up to you. And just drop it in there, okay? And I'm going to do all of that until I pretty much finish that. You can see some pieces are a little bigger, some are smaller. It really doesn't matter how big you want it because, again, the dumplings, when they're the biscuits, when they're finished cooking, they're going to be mostly dumplings, and you can cut them with a fork and make them as big or small as you want. But again, the whole idea is that it's going to eat up some of this water or broth from the soup, and so you have a regular actual chicken and dumplings dinner. Now, of course, you won't get rid of all of it, which is fine. Some of it will have to sit overnight when you don't eat all of it, because you're not going to eat all of it overnight or at one sitting. And then it'll be a little thicker in the morning. And when you go to reheat it, which is always good too. I love reheating this because I think it tastes fantastic when it's reheated. So anyway, I'm going to just keep putting this in here until it is all done, and then or all finished out of the bowl. And then I'm going to let it cook for another 10 minutes, and then it's done. Now, you'll see when I'm done, it's going to actually have liquid in it, and that's fine. You're going to use a slotted spoon, basically, to scoop it out, or a ladle, you can, but you really don't want to bring the broth over. You can if you want. Obviously, it's the broth, and it will taste just fine. But if you want the true chicken and dumplings, you want to do just the dumplings and the chicken. But anyway, so I'm almost done. As you can see, the bowl is just about empty with the dumplings. So, finished doing this here, getting the last little bit off my fingers. And that's pretty much it for the mix, the dough for the biscuits, and what will become dumplings in just a couple of minutes. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lid. I'm going to put a lid over it. I'm also going to turn this down some, probably down to a little around medium. Let it cook for another 10 minutes, and then when it's all in 10 minutes, it'll be done. So I'll be right back, show you what it looks like when it's done. We'll try it, we'll taste it, we'll love it, we'll drink some Pinot Grigio, and we'll have a great date night dinner. So hold on a second. All right, we're just about done here. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off because you want to cook the last couple minutes of the, I'll put that over there, but the last couple minutes of it uncovered to get that last little bit of liquid out of there. And I want to take a step back real quick and just remind you, when you're stirring the chicken and the soup, make sure that when it's all done, you go to actually serve it, use a different one, or make sure you wash your spoon that you used. Again, it prevents cross-contamination. You're working with raw chicken, certainly could have some bacteria, things like that. So we want to make sure that your date night is a safe date night, that you don't spend the rest of the evening in the hospital with food poisoning or some sort of bacterial infection from raw chicken. So it's really going to screw up the whole idea of what the date night's supposed to be about. So anyway, we got about a minute left. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. And just real quick, so again, chicken and dumplings on a plate. We'll serve it. We'll show you what it's like. And we'll be right back. I'll show you what it's like when it's done. All right, we've got about 30 seconds before this is done. You can see it's boiling pretty good. I've turned it down some, again, to medium, just to let it finish up. Get the rest of it. You can see it's getting a little bit thick, which is exactly what you want. You want to have a little bit of thick liquid with whatever liquid's left, because, again, it's not a soup. It's a dish, chicken and dumplings. You want to do soup, you use less dumplings. So just keep that in mind. If you want to make it into a chicken and dumpling soup, use less dumplings. I would basically cut the mixture in half. That'll give you a nice soup base, which is great. So, all right. So that's our timer. Go ahead and turn that off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my oven as well. And I'm going to scoop out chicken and dumplings, put it on a plate. Put it on the plate. Now again, the chicken's been cooking certainly long enough. I'll cover this back up. Move that out of the way. Put that down. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach down. I'm going to just grab a little bit of the dumpling, a little bit of the chicken. Fantastic. Turned out exactly how we had hoped. So that's it. Real easy, real quick. Total prep time is about half an hour between the cutting of the chicken, the making of the biscuits, biscuit dough to put in for the dumplings, boiling the water, and then of course the 10 minutes of cooking the chicken in the boiling water, and the 10 minutes of cooking the dumplings in the boiling water after that. So real easy, real quick, and it's a great date night dinner, especially on a cold winter's night. So a great time to spend with your loved one, and again, and have some Pinot Grigio and just have a great night. So again, I want to say thank you all for watching. Again, those of you who've watched us ongoing, thank you so much. Those of you who are new to us this week, thank you so much for coming on board. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you love this episode. Tell your friends, because as I always say, the more subscriptions, more subscribers, more people viewing the videos, and of course the more comments gets in some other people's feeds, which will get us more subscribers, more viewers, and allows us to continue doing this show that we love to do. So thank you all very much. I appreciate every single one of you. On behalf of my entire crew, this is our last episode before Christmas. Some of you don't celebrate Christmas. It's been hopefully you're having a great holiday season, whether it's Kwanzaa, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Christmas, or you don't celebrate the holidays at all. I hope you're having a good time with at least the videos. So we'll see you next Saturday, every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great, great date night. Have a great dinner. And we'll see you again next Saturday, 8 p.m. on Cooking with Michael. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Good night.